Alison Buchanan, buyer for Corney Barrow, interviewing Bastien Tardieu of Tardieu-Laurent in the Rhone Valley. Bastien, I've known your father for a number of years, but can you tell us a little bit about the family and the business, how he developed it?
So my father started in 1994. This is its first vintage, and is the first generation. He built the estate, so I'm the second generation. I'm working with him for 4 years now. So I started with him in 2008 to help him about winemaking, and in the same time for the marketing and selling, for the promotion. And yeah, it's a family business.
I'm Rebecca Palmer, a buyer at Corney Barrow, and I'm happy to introduce Dermot Sugrue, who's the winemaker at Wiston Estate in East Sussex, and it's our first ever English wine agency at Corney Barrow. We're very, very proud, my wine now, to launch Wiston Estate today at Corney Barrow's annual tasting. So, Dermot, what do you do at Wiston Estate?
A little bit of everything, really, to be quite honest. We started. Thank you. We started in 2006. Planted the vineyard. I was making wine at another sparkling wine producer nearby at the time, but I left to join Harry and Pip Goring to start this project from scratch, right from scratch. Wonderful south-facing slope on the Chalk South Downs, just north of Worthing. And we planted 16 acres of a beautiful vineyard site, and then established a winery a couple of years later. And this is it. Fast forward 6 years, we've produced the first vintage, 2008 Cuvée, and yeah, it's a pleasure to be here amongst Corney Barrow.
Jean-Baptiste, give us, for those that don't know Champagne Salon, Champagne Delamotte, what's the link between the two, and what's the idea with the wines?
Well, we're a relatively small house in the Côte des Blancs. So in the Côte des Blancs is the Chardonnay producing part of Champagne, where we grow the finest Chardonnays of Champagne. Okay. And so we're based in the little village of Lumigny-sur-Orge, 800 people, 800 wine farmers, and we specialize in making great Blanc de Blanc. So Delamotte is really an expression of La Côte des Blancs, so the 6 villages that comprise the sub-region of La Côte des Blancs. And Salon, of course, is an icon of Champagne. Yep. It is an expression of just of one single village, Lumigny-sur-Orge, only in one single vintage, and of course only from one grape from Champagne.
Louis Micheville from Domaine de l'Orage. Louis, can you tell us a little bit about your background and your family?
Yes. We own the Théâtre Beurre for about more than 25 years old. It's a family domain. It was owned by my grandfather before my father. My father took over in 1978, and 10 years later he bought a new domain called Roc de Cambre in Bourg-sur-Gironde. And a few years ago, in 2007, I bought with my wife Domaine de l'Orage, Côte de Castillon.
Which is now just called l'Orage, is that right?
It's called l'Orage, exactly. You know, we used to have Château Théâtre de Bœuf and Château Roc de Cambre, and we changed. I think it's more easy to have just the name of the domain.
Vittorio Mazzetti, who is here helping for his friends, the Marchese Ludovico Antinori. Vittorio, can you tell us a little bit about this new exciting project of Ludovico's?
Yeah. Exciting is the right word. I mean, when Ludovico discovered that only a few kilometers north of Bolgheri there was an area which geologically had tremendous potential for high quality winemaking, fantastic soils with a good limestone, good clay, you know, he was very excited, and he singled out 2 different estates there, one of which is more adapted for the production of a fresh red wine, and it's called Campo di Sasso, where we produce the Insolio del Cinghiale. The second one, called Tenuta di Biserno, where the soil seemed to be very, very suitable for the production of long aging wines, and namely if we go on the Bordeaux varietals, which are the varietals that you use in Upper Maremma, basically Cabernet Franc seem to be the best out of the normal 4 varietals of Bordeaux. So in Tenuta di Biserno, Ludovico planted mainly Cabernet Franc, followed by Merlot, Cabernet Sauvignon, and always Petit Verdot, which is a grape which is impressing us for the result we're achieving